Hey guys, again, so sorry for how I look. If I look a little harried and haggard and all of that, especially for you people that watch this later, you will probably be like, "What in the hell was wrong with her?" But it was a busy day at work, and I was already tired. And then I was trying to finish up watching the movies for the stream, and it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong. And Brandon, my poor old basset hound, he's not settled down yet. Um, this is just one of his bad nights where he's just wanting to pace, and um, he kept, he has accidents. If we don't keep a male wrap on him at all times, he would just pee all over the place. So he's soaked through about 3 or 4 wraps today. So bless his heart, he's having a bad day all around, and I try not to get upset with him, but my patience was wearing kind of thin just because he just would not lay down and relax. But now he's somewhat, I think, laying down. I'm not sure where exactly he's at. Might have went back in the kitchen. Um, and on that note, I lost the only person I had in here, um, who probably didn't want to hear my tales of woe. But and I am a little bit later tonight doing this one just because I got put behind and wanted to finish up the last movie before I did this. So I pushed it. Hey, Blissful. Um, I pushed it to 8:30 instead of 8 o'clock. Um, but I'm just like, so if I seem a little scattered and stuff like that, I'm just completely wiped out. It really wasn't that work was that bad today. It's just we've been busy. And my boss did promise me that I was going to get a little more quiet time, I guess, to get tickets done and stuff like that, but I don't know when that's going to be. Oh, awesome, Blissful. Thank you for sharing that. So he's recuperating after the surgery, so that is awesome, and I hope he has a quick recovery. And I'll be glad to see him back in the streams when he's feeling up to it. Um, because you guys, like I said, you guys are my staples. You and 71 and Texas, you guys show up when a lot of people don't or can't. Um, so his friend is staying with him tonight. That is good. He definitely um would probably need somebody with him right now. Um, he's probably, I bet he's kind of sore too. Um, I didn't ask a lot of questions about the specifics about the surgery just because I figured that Texas would say, if, he would share if he wanted to, and if he didn't, he wouldn't. So um, I'm probably going to give it just a little bit to see if a few more people want to come in here, but I'm not going to ramble on too awfully long. I do have, and this is indeed a snack, because the first movie that I'm going to be talking about, Passion, um, it's a business atmosphere. Hey, 71. It's a business atmosphere, and when people are in uh, businesses where they have boardrooms and executives and all that, sometimes they burn the midnight oil, meaning they work past the normal hours that you know other 9 to 5 jobs don't, and sometimes they have to have a little snack while they're burning that midnight oil. So my snack is these are Cheez It Grooves, and they're bold cheddar. They're actually pretty good. So if you're participating in the dinner slash snack portion, I hope you've got your favorite snack of choice. And truth be told, one of the other reasons why I didn't go more elaborate with it was because it's getting close to payday. I get paid again tomorrow. So I'm trying to hang on to what money I have left and didn't want to, spend needlessly if I didn't need to. So yes, Blissful, they are so yummy. I'm really enjoying them. So I'm going to give it to 840. And then I'm going to kick this off by showing you guys that are in here a trailer for Passion. And Blissful 71, I don't know if y'all have seen Brian De Palma's Passion, but you're probably going to learn more about this movie than you ever wanted to. Because that was the one I got that if I had to say which one I enjoyed out of the two more, it would have been Passion. But it does have its drawbacks as well. So I'm going to talk about all of those things here after we watch the trailer. So I am going to share my screen with you guys. Blissful, you say, I thought I'd try frozen meals and got a half portion. I'm definitely cooking from scratch from now on. Okay, so I'm going to share this.
Okay, are you ready? Do you see that guy over there? He is a very big fish. You land him, you can run the account.
I'm not like you. I don't know how to do this.
You're more like me than you think. He likes some skin.
50 million in billings.
Well done, Christine.
What's it like with her?
She likes to play games. She likes surprises.
Do you want to come over?
Whatever Christine wants, she gets.
Well, I used to want to be admired.
I admire you.
Well, now I want to be loved.
She's dangerous, Isabel.
Things are so much more fun with Dirk around, aren't they?
Whatever she needs, I supply. Christine doesn't care about us.
Things have just gotten so out of control around here lately. Isabel, what are you doing?
My success depends on hers. It's me. Are you looking for Dirk? You're just having a nice evening watching a movie. Your movie.
This ends now.
Open the door, Christine.
Did you do it?
I didn't kill Christine.
Do you recognize this?
I listened. I learned. I did exactly what you would do. The perfect murder.
Okay. So that was the trailer for Passion. And hey, Uncle Bill, you say I made Mississippi pot roast. Shit's good. So, Uncle Bill, what makes Mississippi pot roast different from other pot roast? I guess I should ask you. It does sound good. It's making me hungry for pot roast, actually. Actually, I need Uncle Bill to come to my house on days where I don't feel like cooking and have him cook for us. Ooh. I may try that. Did you go by a recipe, Uncle Bill, or is this just something that maybe was handed down to you? Hello, Menelec. Uncle Bill, you said something about the flavors together line up. Yep, spicy. And it's easy. Well, I've been looking for things that are easy. Steve's not, I'm a bigger fan of pot roast than he is, but maybe he would like this. You say, no, it's all over the place, kind of new thing. Gotcha. So, Uncle Bill, have you seen Passion? A newer Brian De Palma movie? Yes, old Curly Jaw's pot roast is great. It definitely is great. And Blissful, I use my Instapot a lot now. So you haven't seen Passion, Uncle Bill. Okay. I don't know about Uncle Bill, old Curly Jaws, but I think I'll pass on Tusk too. I didn't even like the first Tusk. Seriously, Uncle Bill, you like Tusk? Wow. I hated that freaking movie. So, anyway, let's just get into it, shall we, about Passion. Passion was definitely had more of the De Palma hallmarks in it. The drawback to it, or one of the drawbacks to this movie, was just like Steve was saying when I was watching it. He told me right off when I told him I was going to be covering it for the stream that he says, I'll just tell you, it's not a good movie. It's not a horrible movie, but Steve did say it seemed like it was a made for cable type of thing. And it does have that feel to it. And that look. It wasn't quite, you know how De Palma's earlier films were kind of glossy and seemed, even though they were gritty and dirty and suspenseful and all that stuff, like Dress to Kill and stuff like that, they were still a little more polished, I think, than this Passion movie looks. Passion seems like it was a little bit rushed. So, it starts out with two women. What the blonde played by Rachel McAdams, and the other girl, I don't think I can even pronounce her name. And I think this was like a French co-production because I actually ended up watching it on Tubi, but there was a version on YouTube, but it was all in French. With no English subtitles, and so I was like, "Forget this! I'm not gonna go this route." And even in this version on Tubi, there were some scenes where it was in French, but it did have the English subtitles. Oh, Curly Jaws, you said me, you, and Uncle Bill Tusk commentary. Oh, Lordy. But so anyway, it starts out with these two women who we find out one is the boss, and the other is kind of the dark-headed girl is like an underling. And at first, Rachel McAdams' character of Christine seems like she's friendly um, with the other girl, and is kind of like taking her under her wing and showing her the ropes. And they evidently do ads for different things. At first, I thought it was kind of like a fashion type thing, but now it's like I think they were doing an ad for a phone. Um, and they were trying to come up with something. And at the beginning, they're kind of giggling like two little girls. And then this guy named Dirk comes in, and he's nothing like our friend Dirk. This guy is kind of sleazy and is stealing money from the company, we find out, and all kinds of other nefarious things. But it turns out, you first think that he's just Christine's boyfriend. And they like to have kinky sex. She likes him to wear a mask, this bizarre mask with blonde hair when he's having sex with her. But then, when the other girl comes up with, sorry guys, I'm getting that cough again. When the other girl comes up with a great ad campaign for the phone, using her assistant to help her. And it's a real kind of sexy ad, and everybody's excited about it. And so Christine ends up sending her to London. And while she's in London, I think it's when she's in London, her assistant is with her. And evidently her assistant is a lesbian, and she has a crush on her. And she wants to go to a club with her, and she says, "No, I'm tired. I think I'm just going to go back to the hotel." So then the girl sees her in a fancy restaurant with none other than Dirk. And then there's a kind of hot sex scene between her and Dirk. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What exactly is going on here? And so then when she gets back from London, basically Christine takes credit for the ad campaign. And there's a line in the movie, and it's in the poster too, where Christine makes a big show and takes complete credit for the ad to their boss. And he's like overjoyed and excited and stuff. And he's going to send Christine to New York. And so the other girl, of course, looks shocked after they had the meeting with their boss. And she just can't understand why Christine would have done this. And Christine looks at her and says, "There's no backstabbing here. It's just business." So things get more and more bizarre as this movie goes on. You soon come to realize that Christine is a very dangerous person who manipulates everybody she's around just to further her. She's a very selfish person. I just seeing what you put on Curly Jaws. You had his Palma still alive, and then you said De Palma. Yes, De Palma is still alive. Actually, I think he's got a couple of movies that are in production now. So this brings me to the other part that I was disappointed in with this movie. And that is the fact that the great De Palma stuff, the murder and all of that, complete with a black glove killer, and the killer is wearing the weird mask that Christine wanted Dirk to wear when they were having sex. Oh, Curly Jaws, I'll look that up here in just 1 second for you. He's not a spring chicken anymore, but he's still, getting around okay, evidently. So let me just let me look that up for you so I can give you an answer on that. If TJ was in here, excuse me, he would probably know right off. So he was born in 1940. Oh gosh, he's older than I thought. That would make him in his 80s now. Yeah. So yeah, he's up there. So anyway, you keep going and going and going. You have all this weird sex stuff and things like that, but there's really no payoff to this till almost the end of the movie. And this is not one of those De Palma 2-hour jobbies. So this is like an hour and 40 minutes at best. And so it was okay. And I enjoyed those little De Palma hints that were dropped in there. It just seemed like it was too little too late for me. Because I'd already just, I didn't like, even though she said there was no backstabbing, I did not like that petty office politics and stuff like that. I could have done without that. But maybe they thought that was a good choice at the time. So, and also the women kissing, there were several scenes of women kissing, and you're not even sure if Christine is bisexual or not, or she's just trying to further manipulate people. But so I can't really recommend it if you're like a diehard De Palma fan, like of his early works. Yeah, I can't really recommend it for you. Now, if you're new to De Palma, you might actually like it. And like I said, I did not hate it. I just really wasn't fond of it. And I think De Palma could do so much better. I still think the guy has good movies in him, but it just seems like these last few that I have talked about on these streams have just been so lackluster. Okay. So I don't want to keep going on and on about Passion. I will let you guys make up your minds about it. If you are interested in watching it, like I said, it is on Tubi, so you can watch it for free on Tubi if you would like. But I definitely wouldn't say to go out or run out and buy it. You say De Palma doing Friday the 13th? So when you say you got to be kidding me, You mean about the movie I was talking, Passion that I'm talking about? Um, that would be epic if he did that. Oh my. Okay, so like I said, I don't mean for these particular streams to be extra long streams. So this is going to lead me into the second film. And that is going to be Domino. So let's see if I can find a decent trailer for Domino. So once again, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay.
So you were there when he was attacked?
I was upstairs on the crime scene. Buzz was down on the 4th floor with the suspect.
We just apprehended a man on Texas Street.
Are you Farouk Harris?
Officer down.
I'll find whoever did this. I swear.
It's rare to find this kind of talent.
He had friends who are our enemies. Why don't you do your own dirty work?
We're the CIA. You're a one-man band.
With you, I don't just get a bloodhound. I get a pit bull, too. They didn't help him escape. You took him.
That might just mean he wasn't acting alone.
It's personal to him. Nothing works like vengeance.
Okay. So there was a trailer for Domino. And 71, you say no about the Palma doing Friday the 13th. Curly Jaws, you said the only Domino I know is Deuce and Domino from WWE and Domino's Pizza, which is terrible. You know, I still hear a lot of people say Domino's Pizza is terrible. And I don't know if it's just one of those things where it depends on what area you live in. If some Domino's are horrible and others are pretty decent. The one where we get delivered from here in Louisville, I think is pretty good. But you know, I don't know about all these other places. 71, you said I could go for Domino's Pizza right now. Ooh, yeah, with pepperoni. That's the best. Bliss, you say it's 71, same, but they don't deliver here like every other place. Oh, man. Yeah, dang it, old Curly Jaws. Now everybody wants pizza. Bliss, you say our town's like Mayberry, but smaller. 71, you say, yeah, hick towns. Now, yeah, when I lived back home with my parents, there was only one place that would deliver out in the sticks where my parents were, and that was a local pizza place called Galaxy Pizza. And Steve has actually had that piece. And as with everything from my hometown or in surrounding areas around my hometown, he never was that fond of anything. Um, but so the trailer for Domino, I'll be completely honest about the trailer makes it look like a better movie than it actually is. Um my big gripe with Domino is it felt too political. And perhaps I was just not in the mood for something like that. It has like Libyan like terrorist type people and um just this whole CIA stuff and things like that. And I think it could have been a better movie if they focused more on the two cops that were friends, one of whom is uh, wounded quite badly. And here's the thing, we never see if that guy recovers or he dies. The character of Lars, like I said, we never see if he recovers, if he comes out of his coma because he has basically has brain damage from getting his throat slit. Um, so you see a couple of scenes where he's in a hospital bed, but there's no resolution there. And if he was such good friends with the other cop, who's like the main part of the movie, I don't know why no resolution was shown of what happened either way with that guy. So it pretty much focuses on the other cop who teams up with another female cop to bring down, I guess, these terrorists. But it was an ending. Like I said, there was no resolution with Lars, and it just felt like air slowly leaking out of a balloon by the end of it. I didn't like that overly political aspect of it. I didn't care anything about the CIA coming in there and trying to rough people up to get what they wanted. Um, Definitely did not seem like a De Palma type of film. It didn't have the De Palma feel. And I was telling Steve this earlier. I said, I don't understand why um, De Palma started like later on started making like movies in foreign countries and stuff like that. Like I'm not saying that all of the stuff was definitely in other countries, but this one opened up in Copenhagen. And the other one was obviously, like I said, a French co-production. And so maybe he just thought he could do better if he, went other places to make movies. I'm not really sure. Um, oh, Curly Jaws, you say, I'd say the best pizzas from CC's or Papa John's. Now, see, I'm not a big fan of Papa John's. I used to like CC's, and but it seemed like all the CC's pizzas. Um, I think Steve said there used to be one in Louisville. There's not now. And I believe there used to be one in Owensboro, which was 30 minutes from where my parents lived. And they closed that one years ago. So, so you guys still have a CC's Pizza over in Indiana, oh, Curly Jaws? 71, you said my area is big, but people don't want modern things like delivery. Delivery has made my life a lot easier, especially after moving to Louisville. And, I don't drive. So it's either get Steve to take me somewhere, which a lot of times he doesn't want to, or take public transportation and go by myself, which is not a lot of fun. or hope that my neighbor and my good friend will want to go somewhere. But the last few years, she hasn't felt real good health wise, and so she hasn't been getting out a lot. She also has been suffering from panic attacks for a while now, since she had pneumonia. Um, so anyway, to move on from that, yeah, I was definitely not a huge fan of Domino. I mean, for those of you that like action films, you might get something out of it. But if you're looking for classic De Palma, you ain't gonna find it here. It's just not there, and I'll be honest. Um, so guys, I didn't have a lot to talk about with these two films, but that has officially reached the end of the current films he's got out, which means I still got a few more movies to cover because I promised you guys I was going to go back and cover his like hippie era films, just because I want to make sure that I cover most of his films. Well, most of the full length movies and not the shorts. Um, 71, you said they don't make mafia movies like they used to. They don't make a lot of movies like they used to, honestly. So the next two movies that I'm going to be covering, because I told you I was going to go back. We're going to go back in the Wayback Machine. And he did a bunch of shorts like back in the 60s. So we're not going to be doing those. But I am going to attempt to cover Murder a la Maude from 1968 and Greetings, also from 1968. So that's what we're going to be covering next Thursday, barring anything going on with me. And it's just a little bit after 11, so we got about 5 people still in here. I know only just a handful of you guys are chatting, but if you want to bring anything up before I get off of here tonight, and I'm sorry about this being so short. It's not even an hour long, but now we dropped down to just 2 people. I was really looking forward to this one, but I just was so wiped out, really, from just all the things that went on. First, I had to finish up my work day, and then I had to get Steve some supper cooked. And I know this is probably not interesting at all to you guys. I know, I do apologize for that. But I had to get his stuff ready. And then, Brandon, bless his heart, wouldn't lay down and rest. I think he's evidently resting now. But it just took a while. Hey, John, you say you doing a watch along Saturday? Sorry, just recorded a podcast for Sanctum. Oh, that's okay, John. Yes, I am. And I think I know which one I'm covering. But actually, John, I am doing one for the Final Terror this Saturday. Is that one that you've seen before, John? Blissful, you say it's okay. You get rest. Yeah, hopefully I can get some rest tonight. Oh, well, tell him not to feel bad. I mean, he could watch this on rotation or whatever, because it'll be on YouTube. I mean, he's at almost every one of my live streams. So tell him, please don't feel bad, just to get some rest and recover and come back stronger than ever. Yes, yes, John, it does have Adrian Zemed in it. So yes, you're right on the money there. And I do want to remind everybody of the other upcoming watch-alongs. The one for Final Terror should be at 7 p.m. Eastern time, unless Steve tells me, he drops a bombshell on me and tells me he's doing another watch-along. In that case, mine won't be until 8 p.m. Eastern time. So following that, February 4th, I'm doing a watch along for X-Ray. February 5th, Schizoid. February 11th, My Bloody Valentine, just before Valentine's Day. And that is the original My Bloody Valentine. February 18th will be Sorority House Massacre. And February 25th will be Night School. So mark all those on your calendars, guys. And as always, if anybody wants to join me live on any of these watch-alongs or any of the other streams I do, I can always put the link in on any of these other streams. But generally, I have been trying to put the StreamYard link to come backstage so I can add you to the stream every time I do a watch-along. Blissful, you say, I will. I gave strict instructions. LOL. Yes. He needs us women definitely have to give these men strict instructions, don't we? John, you say, our podcast tonight was a recording for Valentine 2001. All right. Interesting. So you mean Valentine is a Matt movie or the Final Terror, John? But let me put that back in there before I misplace it, like I do everything else. Oh, okay, Valentine. Okay, gotcha. John, you say it's a cool throwback, but just not really that great in execution. I think I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I am attempting myself to get a week off from work because at the first of the year, I noticed that I had 3 weeks of vacation already accumulated. So I was like, hot dog, So my supervisor has not okayed it yet. He hasn't approved it yet. So I'm going to ask him tomorrow. And the worst he can say is, no, I can't let you have off next week. If I notice he hasn't approved it or not approved it or whatever, by tomorrow, I'm going to ask him, hey, did you notice that I put in for a week's vacation, and see what he says. So, guys, it has been fun, but this gal is just totally wiped out. And I love doing these live streams, and that's why I did not want to delay this one. I wanted to go ahead and do it. Tomorrow I will probably be taking off as I usually do on Fridays, except for Friday the 13th. I did do the Friday the 13th watch along. But then Saturday, of course, will be the Final Terror watch along, which I hope to have several people join in with that. Everybody doesn't have to come live on the stream, but if there's anybody that wants to, I will definitely have the link for you. I've also got to look up and see if I can find a link for the movie as well. So, with all that being said, I am going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now.